General Hospital spoilers, Scout reveals Drew's secret, Liz and Alexis shocked. Port Charles is no stranger to secrets, lies, and life-changing revelations, but nothing could prepare the canvas of characters for the shock that young Scout Kane is about to deliver. In a twist that promises to shake not only Drew's life but also the lives of Alexis Davis and Elizabeth Weber, one innocent statement from Scout could unravel years of carefully guarded truth. Let's dive deep into this spoiler-packed exploration, a creative retelling of how a child's voice changes the course of everything. Drew Kane has been walking a thin line for months, hiding truths he convinced himself were for the greater good. His recent ordeal with being shot, surviving dangerous missions, and watching his relationships shift left him with a burden he hasn't been able to confess. But in Port Charles, secrets never stay buried. At the Quartermain mansion, Scout has been adjusting to the constant movement between households. She's bright, curious, and wise beyond her years, a trait that unnerves Drew. Children notice things adults dismiss, and Scout has noticed far too much. Meanwhile, Alexis and Elizabeth are each preoccupied with their own storms. Alexis is balancing her sobriety, legal battles, and her role as matriarch to a complicated family. Elizabeth is juggling motherhood, her demanding career at GH, and a fragile peace with her own past traumas. Neither expects to be pulled into Drew's shadowy web, but both will be forced to face truths once Scout speaks. It begins innocently enough. Scout is at GH with Drew for a routine checkup. She spots Elizabeth and runs into her arms with childlike excitement. Liz, charmed by Scout's affection, asks her about school, friends, and what she's been up to. That's when it happens. "My daddy has a secret," Scout blurts, smiling mischievously. "He told me not to tell anyone. But I think Miss Liz should know." Elizabeth, taken aback, glances at Drew, who pales instantly. He kneels quickly to redirect Scout, but the damage is already done. Liz's nurse instincts and motherly intuition kick in. She knows this isn't just a child's fantasy. Something is off. Scout, oblivious to the tension, continues. "Daddy said he did something really bad before. And he said Alexis would be really mad if she ever found out." Elizabeth freezes. Alexis? Drew's secret is tied to her? Drew quickly ushers Scout away, muttering excuses, but the ripple effect of that confession is immediate. Elizabeth's mind races with questions. And when Alexis later hears a garbled version of Scout's slip, courtesy of a chatty nurse who overheard, her world tilts on its axis. Alexis storms into Drew's office later that evening. Her sobriety has sharpened her instincts, and she refuses to let Drew dance around this. "Don't lie to me," Alexis says coldly, slamming the door shut. "Scout said something today. Something about you doing something bad, something you didn't want me to know. What is it, Drew?" Drew fumbles. He's torn between keeping Scout out of the mess and unburdening himself. He insists Scout misinterpreted, but Alexis is relentless. "Children don't invent secrets unless they've been told one. You've dragged my granddaughter into whatever you're hiding. So tell me now." Drew's silence confirms her worst fears. She storms out, determined to dig up answers on her own. And in Port Charles, Alexis Davis always finds the truth. Elizabeth, too, is shaken. She recalls Scout's words and her own uneasy observations about Drew in recent months. His haunted eyes, his late-night disappearances, his sudden flashes of anger. Liz knows trauma when she sees it, she's lived it. But she also knows when someone is protecting a dark truth. She corners Drew the next day. "If you don't trust Alexis, fine. But at least trust me. I see you struggling. You're not alone, Drew. Let me help." Her words nearly break him. He wants to confess, to unburden, but fear clamps his throat. Instead, he lashes out, telling her to stay out of his business. Liz walks away wounded but more convinced than ever that something explosive is brewing. The dominoes fall when Scout, in another innocent moment, tells Alexis, "Daddy said the man he hurt can't ever come back. He said that's why he can't tell you." Alexis freezes. Her legal mind parses the words, "The man he hurt can't ever come back." That's not just a mistake. That's guilt. That's a crime. She confronts Drew again, this time with Elizabeth by her side. "Did you kill someone?" Alexis asks, her voice trembling with fury and fear. Drew finally breaks. He admits he was forced into a situation during his time away, long before he returned to Port Charles. He killed a man, not in self-defense, but in an act he can't fully justify. And the worst part? He covered it up, with help from people whose names would rock Port Charles if revealed. Elizabeth gasps. Alexis reels. The magnitude of his admission settles like a storm cloud over all of them. Scout unknowingly exposed a deadly truth, and now, nothing will ever be the same. Alexis is torn between her duty as an attorney, her fierce love for Scout, and her disgust at Drew's actions. "You let my granddaughter carry your secret," she spits. "You made her complicit in a cover-up she doesn't even understand." Elizabeth's heart aches for Drew, but also for the man she thought she knew. She sees his torment but wonders if this truth proves he's too broken to ever truly heal. Drew, consumed by shame, offers to turn himself in. But Alexis stops him. Ironically, she doesn't want Scout's life destroyed by public scandal. Instead, she insists on handling it her way, quietly, strategically, and with brutal honesty within the family. The fallout spreads quickly. Word begins to seep out in whispers. Sam, Jason, Sonny, all will eventually be drawn into the vortex. For now, though, it's the fragile triangle of Drew, Alexis, and Liz holding the center of this storm. Through it all, Scout remains blissfully unaware of the hurricane she unleashed. She only wanted to share what was weighing on her little heart. Her innocence highlights the devastating consequences of secrets in Port Charles. Children hear, children carry, children reveal. And as the city buzzes with speculation and alliances shift, one truth remains. Drew's secret is out. Alexis is livid. Liz is shattered. And Scout's voice, the one voice Drew never imagined could betray him, has changed everything. This creative spoiler arc does more than expose Drew's dark past. It recenters Scout as a catalyst for truth, brings Alexis and Liz into direct conflict with Drew, and sets the stage for massive ripple effects. Alexis versus Drew. Alexis will battle whether to protect Scout or uphold the law. Liz's dilemma: does she stand by Drew or walk away, fearing what else he hides? Scout's role: her innocence now hangs over every adult decision, reminding them that children pay the price of secrets. Future conflicts: Sonny, Sam, and Jason will not stay on the sidelines once this secret bleeds into their world. Port Charles thrives on secrets, but as this storyline proves, the smallest voice can unravel the most carefully constructed lie.